Three suburbs, same price, completely different life. Today we're looking at what $500,000 actually gets you in Brookfield, Wauwatosa, and Pewaukee. And by the end of this, you'll know which one fits you. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Rozek. I work with buyers and sellers across Milwaukee and Waukesha County. This is the question I get more than almost any other. Where should I actually be looking? So let's get into it. Let's start in Wauwatosa. This home on St. James Street sold for exactly $500,000 in April of this year. 3 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, 1,400 square feet, built in 1928, completely remodeled. New plumbing, new electrical, new roof, updated kitchen, spa-style primary suite upstairs with skylights. Sits on 0.15 acre, and taxes come in at around $5,700 for the year. Now here's what those numbers actually tell you. In Wauwatosa, you're paying for character. You're paying for location. What you're not getting is land. 0.15 acres is typical here. Lots are smaller, homes are older, and the tax rate is the highest of the 3 suburbs that we're going to cover today. But here's what Wauwatosa has that the other 2 don't. Walkability, energy, a real neighborhood feel. You can walk to dinner, walk to coffee, North Avenue, the Village. There's actual life built right into the zip code. The buyer who belongs in Wauwatosa wants to feel like they're living somewhere, not just owning something. Younger professionals, people who work downtown, buyers coming from a city who want that energy to follow them home. If that's you, Wauwatosa deserves a serious look. Now let's look at Brookfield. This home on Lindsay Drive sold for $500,000 in March of this year. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, over 1,900 square feet with a finished lower level. Brick ranch on a half-acre lot. Taxes came in at $3,815. Elmbrook School District. Let that sink in for a second. Same $500,000. Half an acre, finished basement, and a tax bill that's nearly $1,900 less per year than Wauwatosa. Over 10 years, that's close to $19,000 staying in your pocket. Brookfield isn't walkable the way Wauwatosa is. That's the trade. What you get instead is space, value, and one of the strongest school districts in the state. Elmbrook is consistently ranked at the top in Wisconsin. And if schools matter to you, and for a lot of buyers they do, Brookfield makes that decision pretty easy. The buyer who belongs in Brookfield wants reliability, great schools, more house for the money, a suburb that delivers on every practical level. The numbers speak for themselves. And then there's Pewaukee. This one is going to surprise some of you. This farmhouse on Lindsay Road in Pewaukee sold for $500,000 and it closed last November. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2,160 square feet, built in 1900, fully updated farmhouse. Front porch, pergola out back, detached garage, and here's the number that stops people. Almost 2 full acres. 0.15 acres in Wauwatosa, half an acre in Brookfield, nearly 2 acres in Pewaukee, all at $500,000. Taxes on this one, just over $3,600, the lowest of the 3. Hamilton School District, private well and septic, which is common in Pewaukee and worth knowing going in. Now, Pewaukee sits further west. If you're driving into downtown Milwaukee every day, you're adding time to your commute. That's real, and I'm not going to pretend it isn't. But think about this. What does your Saturday morning actually look like? Because if the answer involves space, quiet, room for your kids to run, or being close to the water, Pewaukee Lake is right there. This suburb offers a quality of life you cannot buy in Wauwatosa or Brookfield at this price point. The buyer who belongs in Pewaukee wants land, lifestyle, and room to breathe. Someone willing to trade a longer commute for a completely different way of living. If that resonates with you, go see Pewaukee before you make any decisions. So let's put it all together side by side. Same $500,000, 3 completely different outcomes. Wauwatosa, 1,400 square feet, 0.15 acres, over $5,700 in taxes, but it's walkable, remodeled, and full of character. Brookfield, over 1,900 square feet, half an acre, just over $3,800 in taxes. Elmbrook schools, reliable, great long-term value. Pewaukee, over 2,100 square feet, nearly 2 acres, just over $3,600 in taxes. Hamilton schools, space and lifestyle the other two simply cannot match. Now, none of these are the wrong answer. They're just different answers, depending on what matters to you. So here's the question I always ask. Forget the house for a second. How do you actually want to live? What does your Saturday look like? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? The house is part of the decision. The suburb is the other part. And the buyers who think hard about both, those are the ones who end up the happiest. So if you're in the $400,000 to $600,000 range and you're trying to figure out where to start, reach out. My information is in the description. I work across all 3 of these areas and I'm happy to walk you through what's available right now. And if you want to go deeper, I've got a lot of videos on budgeting, inspections, writing offers, and closing costs, all linked below. As always, thank you for watching. And remember, whatever move you make next, make sure it's a smart one. We'll see you next week.